Hi guys, ArchieLuxury channel, Paul Pluta channel, ArchieLuxury corporate. Today we're talking the state of the collection. And today guys, we're focusing on discount divers. Well, not really discount divers. These are my dive watches. And I think the one of my favorite all-time divers, this is a piece that I added in recent times, is the PAM, the Panerai Paneristes. And this is a PAM 24. This is about 2009. It was a box, papers, everything situation. And I got to tell you, the submersible line, my good friend Dave got me hooked on the submersible. The submersible line is the more true dive watch. These are 300-meter divers, and I really love them. I love them because they're a little bit different to the standard base 0 or the 111 or 112. These here, you have your classic second hand sub-seconds at 9. This has also got a date at 3, and it's got a unidirectional bezel. That's correct. The bezel turns. It's a very cool thing. And I gotta be completely honest with you, I really love my submersible. I do love it. I really, really do love my submersible. The PAM 24, I've always wanted one PAM. I always wanted a PAM. Traditionally, I was thinking about getting a PAM 111. It's a manual wind, classic sort of PAM. But I got to tell you, I think I'm actually more happy with the submersible. Submersible's more of a true diver. The thing about this watch here is it uses a modified Valjoux 7750. You think 7750, that's a chronograph movement. Well, they've taken the chronograph part out, and they're simply using the date and the sub-second and the automatic movement. It's a bit of a noisy movement. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a bit of a noisy movement. I love it. I love it. The submersibles have been my good friend Dave got me into the submersibles. It's kind of I love the Luminar series. The Radiomir is the more traditional vintagey type. The Luminar is a bit more their later one. I love it. I gotta tell you, it was on a rubber strap, which I found to be the most fucking annoying strap. I could never get it. It was either too big or too loose. It had a deployant, the Panerai deployant buckle on it, which is the most fucking horrid deployant buckle I have ever seen. And I gotta be honest with you, I do love it. I love the PAM. I did want to sell it. Now, you might say, why did I want to sell it? Well, let me tell you the real reasons. I had a friend of mine who offered me a PAM California dial. And I was thinking, ooh, and this California dial was only 6 months old. So I was thinking, hey, I'll flick this, put a little bit of money, and get the California dial. But I got to tell you, these PAMs here are fucking impossible to sell. They are absolutely impossible to sell. And I'm kind of sick of dealing with the tire kickers. This watch here was $6,500. Okay, $6,500. Okay, is it worth that? Well, that's what a dealer sold it to Dave, and I got it off Dave, and he took a little bit off because I'm an international celebrity, but I think it probably owes, I reckon it's worth $6.50 for a box and papers one with a receipt from a dealer, it is sort of worth that. I've taken that horrid rubber strap off and put on a aftermarket. I wanted to buy one of these aftermarket straps when I was in Hong Kong from Champagne Court. They wanted $100 for a non-original strap. I bought this on eBay for about 30 bucks. And I don't think these buckles are original, but they're near enough, and I've got it on the aftermarket strap. Hey, who really cares? It's cool, it's functional. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Indeed. So, the Pam! I love my Pam. I really love my Pam! I love my Pam. Love my Panerai. And, I don't see myself getting rid. I'm happy I've got the submersible's a great model to have there. So, I'm glad it's black dial. I'm glad it's box papers. I'm glad I got all the little shit with it. You know, the screwdrivers, the bracelet remove, all that shit. I got all that shit for it. So, yeah, I quite like my Pam. I do like my Panerai. I do like my Pam. So, that's a good discount diver. Okay, guys, so let's keep talking state of the collection. So, the next piece, which is quite important to me, is my Tudor. This was the first new watch I basically bought this millennium. That's right. Well, actually, I did buy a Cartier Cougar, two-tone Cougar, to flip, but it wasn't really to keep. This was in early 2003, but this here, the Tudor Black Bay Heritage. It's a gorgeous creature. Absolutely do love my Tudor. I gotta be honest with you, I really do think this is the perfect Submariner. Now, Tudor's been really sneaky. They had that Hydronaut disaster, Hydromania, and after the Hydronaut 2 was very quickly killed off for ugliness. By the way, I'm trying to sell a Hydronaut 2. I have had absolutely no interest whatsoever. The Tudor Black Bay Heritage was the one that came out. Now this watch here really should be a Tudor Submariner, but Rolex wanted to keep the Submariner name for their sort of stuff. So it was called a Tudor Black Bay Heritage. They don't mention the Submariner name with it. I think this is actually the perfect size. I gotta tell you, this here I think is just gorgeous. It's retro. Now, I've actually got the in-house one. The collectors in the field are saying the ETA ones are better investments. Well, that may be the case, but this has got a Rolex movement, 70-hour power reserve. It's retro. It's got faux rivet bracelet, aluminum bezel, which I think just suits the genre of a reissue diver. And I think it's just a cool watch. It's very, very cool. Very, very, it's just happening. And no crown guards. That's because this here is a reissue and they're trying to make it vintagey. I mean, I just adore. It's very, this is 41 mils, so it is quite a bit bigger than a traditional Submariner. But I think this is the perfect size. This is the perfect Caucasian size. For Asians, I think the 40 is probably, because Asians are a little bit smaller than Caucasians. And I gotta say, I think the Tudor Black Bay Heritage is absolutely, I love it. I absolutely love this watch. First new watch I bought this millennium, besides the Cartier, which we'll just forget about that if you don't mind. I think it's a great watch. Absolutely great. It is a bit more girthy. Yes, I get it. It's a bigger, manlier watch, but I think this is the new perfect Submariner size. I love it. I really do love the Tudor. Unidirectional bezel. Attention to detail, second to none. It's just a super cool piece. I really do get it. I just love it. I think it's just happening. I think I nearly sold it in the collection. I nearly sold it because these are quite reasonable. Fantastic. Look at the clasp on that. That walks all over any 90s Rolex, Submariner or GMT. This is a much better bracelet. Besides the new Rolex Glide Lock, which is probably better. Yes. But this is a price point. The Tudor itself, I think is great. It's a great watch. Great. I love it. I nearly sold it because it's so sellable. These are very sellable. I reckon that is the perfect starter. If you want to get into luxury wristwatches, you want to build a small collection, what a better way to go than go for an automatic. It's waterproof. You can just go and do everything with it. Yes, it doesn't have a date, which could, that could be a prerequisite for some people, but I think it punches way above its weight. Absolutely gorgeous piece. And I nearly sold it because it's so easy to cash in. It's not because I didn't like it, it's because it's so easy to cash in, but I had to stop myself, and I'm really happy it did not sell. I'm really happy the deal did not go ahead. I'm very happy about that because it could have gone. So I'm actually going to put the Tudor back on because look at this. This is just the most perfect. I just love it. The way it fits and wears, and the bracelet. It's just a really cool watch. Very cool indeed. And coolness. Look, I got to tell you, so much retro stuff out there these days. But it is incredibly, it is a great watch. Now, I got to tell you, state of the collection, I've got one other discount. Just going to advance the date one. I've just realized the date was off. This is my the third piece in the Discount Diver series, Discount Diver franchise. It's my Breitling Superocean Heritage 2. So this here is a absolute stunner. And I gotta say, I do love this watch. This is my go-to for so many situations. It's got a good karma to this watch. I got this from Shawnee from European Watch Gallery. He sold it to me at cost because I'm a YouTube celebrity and I've sent a lot of business his way. He gave it to me at cost, which you hear the story to this. Basically, the guy bought it on Boxing Day. Bought it on Boxing Day, day after Christmas, and then he sold it 3 days later. He didn't like it for whatever reason, and he basically halved his money. And it was 3 days old. Box papers, minty. And this being the Heritage 2, it's got the in-house Tudor movement. Tudor and Breitling did a intellectual property swap with movements. They swapped 2 movements. Tudor supplied the same movement that's in the Black Bay, and Breitling supplied the B01 movement. What do I think of it? I love it. It's a retro diver, so same genre as the Tudor Black Bay. They've done it a little bit differently. Now, I've actually owned a few of these superocean heritages. And I've also owned some superoceans. One thing that annoys me, they did so many good things. They put the Tudor movement in there because it had an ETA movement in before. They've added a ceramic bezel. And normally I'd say, yes, that's fantastic, but it's supposed to be a retro diver. I thought it looked more retro when it had an aluminum bezel in it. That's my view. I thought it was better with the aluminum bezel. So in many ways there, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed that they put the ceramic in for marketability, and just I'm disappointed. But with that said, out of the three, I had three superocean heritage divers. The original one was the white one, and I actually missed that one. I do miss. If I had my time again, and hindsight is a wonderful coach, I think I'd stay with the white dial diver. I got rid of it because I listened to the idiots in my super chats and my live shows. I listened to the idiots who said, oh, it's white. Then I got a black one. Oh, it's not the in-house. I should have just said, fuck off. I love it. And that's it. And I think I made a mistake. I actually think that was a great watch. It was a great price. Box papers, even the original receipt was with it. It was really good deal. It was a really good deal. So that's how it goes there. I honestly, I love the shark mesh. This is a quality. It's not a cheap and nasty shark mesh bracelet. This is a quality shark mesh bracelet. It's quality. It's not crap. Black dial, black bezel. The only thing I'd sort of hum and ha about is the blue. Would you go for the blue or you go for the black? And they call it volcano ash. What a marketing term, volcano ash. Would I go for the blue or the black? That's the only, but because I bought secondhand, beggars can't be choosers. You got to go where the deal is, sunshine. So I'm not unhappy with the black. I'm not unhappy. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a superb watch. So that's my three discount. Are they discount? Well, not really. Let's have a look at the prices I paid there. The PAM was 6,500 Australian. The Tudor, that was $4,410. That's retail. I naturally got a discount. I got an 18% discount. And on the Breitling, this was here, Shonny had it in his shop for about 39, this is Aussie dollars, $39.99, just under $4,000 mark. So, I got to be completely frank and honest with you. 3 discount divers, I think they're cool. The interesting thing is, you know, those 3 divers is the same money, similar money to what a nice condition Sea Dweller or Submariner would cost. Well, maybe a little bit more than a Submariner. But you know what I mean? So my 3 discount divers, I love them. I love the discount divers. And I think they're cool. They're cool pieces. They're cool. They're really cool. I really love it. I think dive watches, in my collection, I was missing divers for a long time. I had the gold Submariner, but then I got out of the gold sub and I didn't have any divers. And I got to be honest with you, I think it is very, very good to have divers. Divers are a cool genre to have. They are a very cool genre. And I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. I love my discount divers any day of the week. I love discount diver. He's a cool watch. No problems at all. So there you go, guys. That's state of the collection. This is Discount Divers. Tell me what you guys think of that. Stay tuned for the next state of the collection video, because I got a few more to churn out.